A mistake I made when thinking about consistency is not thinking of long enough time frame. Because I used to think that consistency is just doing whatever every single day, but it's not like that. You can't do something every single day for the rest of your life because there will be setbacks, there will be obstacles, you'll have to go to the hospital for something. You can't do it every single day. But the point that I'm trying to make is that while you can't make it every single day, you can make it for like 20 days in a month. Like doing 20 days for a month for like 10 years. Like I don't even want to do the math on that. That's what 200 times 12, 2,400 days that you're doing something. And that's only in a 10 years time span with 10 days off every month. Like, you see how thinking in long enough periods of time, like, even if you do something like 3 days a week, in a month, that's still 4 days that you're doing it. That's 12 more days than you were doing before. So, I remember in working out, whenever I first started, after like the period where like it's something shiny and new, I kind of like dipped down the amount of workouts I did. And like it's because I just kept trying to do it every single day. It's almost had the opposite effect where I like knew I should be doing it every day, but I just didn't. And because of that I felt bad. But in reality I was making amazing progress. Again, 3 days a week for 4 weeks is still 12 more days than you were doing before. Like 12 hard workouts that make you feel sore because at the start you're always feeling sore. Like that's amazing progress. And you should be proud. You should be proud of any little bit of progress you could make because you shouldn't be thinking about it in days. The thing is, honestly, in a day, you don't really make much progress. We can just both agree on that. If you work out for one day, it's not gonna do anything. Honestly, you might build like a little bit of muscle if you're like really new, but that's it. But extend that one day into 3 months of working out, and you'll actually start to see some progress. Extend it into a year, like 5 years, you'll be jacked. So, just the same with meditation too. I remember after I like lost my like 150-day streak whenever I first started. Again, big dip down. I wasn't meditating for like 4 months, and I just started out slow. This is when I probably already knew about it, where the consistency, where I was doing it only for a few days a week, and like I had to almost still like force myself to remember to do it, even though I knew I had to. Sorry about that. And it's really just a matter of thinking in a long enough time period with consistency. Because if you do something every single day, you'll mess up. If you do something for 5 years, you can't mess up. Because even if you do it for 5 years for half the amount of time, so you only do it like, let's say on average 3.5 days a week, obviously you're not gonna do half a day, but doing it for 5 years for 3.5 days is much more progress than trying to do it every single day and messing up every time. Even if it's not like the physical progress, it's still mental like progress because you don't feel bad if you mess up. Just because you know that on a long enough time period, you will still get the goal that you want. Like in jujitsu, for example, I'm still a white belt after a year, but I understand that it takes time. Like I'm sure that in 5 years I'll remember how I'm like a, I don't know what kind of belt, like orange belt maybe. I don't know, but sorry. And I'm sure that if I knew about it sooner, that I would have been more consistent in some of the daily habits I do. But it really helped me to think in long periods of time in terms of consistency.